What are you doing here?
Guarding sheep. And if possible, staying out of trouble.
Doesn't always work, does it?
Nah, especially not with the mercenaries. I'm really glad to be out here in the pasture, although it can be dangerous too.
What's so dangerous in the pasture?
There's a small pack of wolves that roams the area. Lately, the damn beasts have come by and eaten one of my sheep almost every day. A few days ago, I had almost twice as many sheep. I don't want to think what Onar will do to me when he finds out.
Why didn't you tell the mercenaries about the wolves? I thought they worked for you.
Yeah, I know. I should have done that, but I didn't, damn it. And now, with so many sheep gone, I'm afraid to tell anyone about it at all.
But you just told me.
I'm already regretting that too.
What if I kill those wolves?
You? By yourself? I don't believe it. I'd sooner trust my bellwether to do that.
Forget it. It was just a suggestion. I'll go over to the boys and see what they say about it.
Wait a minute. Okay, you're the greatest and you can take on 100 wolves at once, no problem. Mostly they lurk between the trees near the pasture. I think there were only 4.
Hey! I've done in the wolves.
You did it! Thank Innos. But now I still don't know how to tell Onar that all those sheep are gone. It's all that damn Bulko's fault.
What did you say about Bulko?
He's one of the mercenaries. It was actually his job to guard the pasture. But instead, he and his pal Silvio hang around Thekla in the kitchen all day. It's that bastard's fault if I don't get paid for weeks because of the lost sheep. I wish I could at least punch him in the mouth for it, but nobody stands a chance against him. The guy's a killer.
How are you? And how are your sheep?
I'm fine, and so are the sheep. That is, the ones that are still here are doing all right.
You don't have to tell me that.
It's a bad business. Will it ever change?
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
No idea. You tell
I'm
me.
not telling you anything.
Hey, you! Hello, pretty girl.
Just where did you escape from?
Is it really true?
They say you are revolting against the king.
My father has decided that it's time we defended ourselves. The militia never helped us anyway. They only came here to drag off our provisions.
What kind of work is to be had here on the farm?
My father pays money to all the men who help defend the farm. Are you interested? You don't look like someone who has a passion for field labor.
How much does your father pay?
You'd have to negotiate that with him. All I know is that each mercenary here gets paid every day.
Are there any rules here that I should stick to?
You don't touch anything here that isn't yours. You stay away from the areas that are none of your business. And if you must pick a fight, stick to the mercenaries. If you start a brawl with the farmers, everybody here will be against you.
What's your job here?
I sell the goods that we produce. If you want to buy something, just let me know. But let me warn you, I won't stand for either haggling or stealing, understood?
Has anything significant happened lately?
A few days ago, my father decreed that we're no longer allowed to sell anything in town. So now I'm staying here on the farm and selling my wares to visitors only.
That's all just gossip.
Show me your wares.
What can I offer you?
I've heard a thing or two.
Things I could tell you.
Doesn't see that.
I hardly know what to believe in.
You just have to listen.
Will it ever change?
Did you pick that up?
That's
I've heard a thing or two.
listen to the wrong people.
It was his decision.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Got that from me. He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
Tell me that isn't
Do you
true.
really believe that?
Really didn't deserve that.
That's
He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
It had to happen.
nobody will learn anything from me.
Everything here.
Never would have thought of that himself.
That all alone. I'm telling you anything new.
It had to happen.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Did you pick that up?
Don't tell me you didn't know
You have to
that.
step in and sort things out.
No idea. You tell
Nothing
me.
amazes me anymore.
Really don't deserve that.
That's all just gossip. It's been going on a long time.
I've got no time for things like that.
I agree with you completely. You listen to the wrong people.
Not as much.
Nobody wants to know.
That's all just gossip. I never knew that.
You should really have known better.
In my opinion.
That's been going on the whole time. Hey, where you think you're going?
To the house, of course.
Onar pays us not to let guys like you in here.
I want to talk to Lee.
What do you want from him?
Just like you said.
I want to join the Mercenaries.
Fresh cannon fodder. Then go on in. Lee's in the right wing. Don't even think about wandering around anywhere else. But above all, leave Onar alone. He doesn't like it when people talk to him without being asked. Especially not guys like you.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Nobody will learn anything.
Who the devil let you in here? What are you doing here? I thought you were dead.
What makes you think that?
Gorn told me it was you who brought down the barrier.
Yes, that was me, all right.
I never would have thought that a man could survive something like that. What brings you here? You aren't here without a reason.
I absolutely must talk to the paladins in town. Can you help me get to them?
What's your business with the paladins?
That's a long story.
I've got time.
Zardoz sent me on a mission. He wants me to obtain a powerful amulet, the Eye of Innos.
So you're still allied to that necromancer. I see. And the paladins have this amulet?
As far as I know, yes.
I can help you get to the paladins, but first you need to become one of us.
How can you help me get to the paladins?
Trust me, I've got a plan. I think you're the right man for it. I'll take you to the paladins, and you'll do me a favor, but first, join us.
What exactly are you doing here?
Quite simple. I'm gonna see to it that we all get off this island. Onar hired us to defend his farm, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. But our reward is more than just our pay. By helping the farmers, we cut the city off from its provisions. And the less the paladins have to eat, the sooner they'll listen when I finally make them an offer of peace.
What is your offer going to look like?
Essentially, it will be about our pardons and free passage to the mainland. You'll learn more when the time comes.
Gorn told you about me? What happened to him?
You remember him, don't you?
I've got no time for things like that.
Sure.
He got caught by the paladins and was sent back to the Valley of Mines with a penal convoy. If the road to the Valley of Mines wasn't plastered with paladins and orcs, I'd have sent a couple of the boys already to free him. But the way things are, there's no point. Poor devil.
It was his decision.
I want to join you.
I'd hope you say that. I can use every able man here. The last mercenaries I accepted have done nothing but stir up trouble. In principle, you can start right away. Well, first there's one or two things we need to get straight, but it's no big deal.
What do I have to get straight before I can join you?
Onar, the landowner, is the one who employs us. You can only stay on the farm with his approval. And then there's the boys. I can only accept you if a majority of the mercenaries agree that you join us. But don't go to Onar before everything is straightened out. He's a very impatient fellow.
How can I convince the mercenaries to vote me in?
By doing what is expected of you as a mercenary, I should say. Talk to Torloff. He's usually outside in front of the house. He'll put you to the test. If you can pass that, you should have earned a large part of the necessary respect. He'll tell you everything else you need to know.
What do you know about the Ring of Water?
I might have known. You just have to mingle in everything, don't you?
Come on, tell me.
I'm only marginally involved in this. I know that this secret guild exists here and that the water mages are behind it. Since the fall of the barrier, I am no longer bound to the agreement I came to with the water mages back then. Of course, I still help when I can, but most of the time, I have my own problems and barely any time for other things. If you want to know more about it, you should probably talk to Cord. He's one of them, as far as I know.
There's nothing you can do about it.
Nobody wants to know.
Everything fine with you?
So, you want to join us then, hmm? Do you even have a decent weapon?
How did you end up with the mercenaries?
I came with Silvio from the south. We belong to an army of mercenaries which fought against the orcs.
What's your opinion of Silvio?
He's a dangerous fella, and many of the mercenaries who came with him this far listen to what he says. Better not pick a fight with him.
It was his decision, wasn't it?
What's your opinion of Lee?
I think that the only thing Lee is really interested in is getting away from this island. He wants to go to the mainland. Seems to have a bone to pick with someone there. At any rate, he does a far better job than Silvio ever could. Moreover, he's a good leader. Most of the time we can do whatever we want here.
Would you mind if I joined you?
Once you have passed the test, I shall vote for you.
What weapons do you have to offer?
Only the best. Just take a look at them.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
That's no secret.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
No one really wants to hear that.
That's really not my problem.
I used to say that myself.
That was obvious all along.
And that's the truth.
That's all just gossip.
You knew that all along.
That doesn't surprise me.
Hey, you!
What do you want from me?
I'm staying on.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Can you help me improve my abilities?
Really not my problem.
I could show you how to use your strength better in close combat. A lot of fighters are very weak because they don't have the technique to use their strength properly. The same is true for dexterity and ranged weapons.
Will it ever change about it?
I want to...
I know it's about.
I agree with you completely.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Good. Now you can use your abilities better.
That's been known a long time about it differently.
I couldn't hear it.
Hey!
My opinion.
That's all just gossip. Is it really true?
You mustn't believe everything you hear. It was
didn't
his
get that from
decision,
me.
wasn't it?
Nothing amazes me.
I want to join the mercenaries.
Oh, and why do you think I should be in favor of you being accepted here?
He thinks this is going to change.
Put me to the test.
Did Lee send you to me?
He said you would help me.
Fine. So here we go. There are two things you have to do before you can join us. First,
you can do.
you
It's
have
all
to prove
just
that you're
gossip.
capable of mastering the tasks that you will have to fulfill as a mercenary.
Opinion.
I'll put you to the test. And second,
would have thought
you have to earn the respect of the other mercenaries.
You don't have to step in and sort things out.
Well, how can I earn the respect of the other mercenaries?
For most of them, it'll be enough if you fulfill your task and pass my test. But you'll have to find some other way of convincing some of them. Some will try and exploit your situation, and others may not like your mug. You should try to get along with as many of the boys as possible. But if nothing else helps, then you can always take part in a duel. If you win, you'll earn the respect of most of them. But watch out that you don't kill one of them by accident, because then you'll have a big problem.
What are the rules for a duel?
Quite simple. Both opponents have to have the opportunity to draw their weapons before the first blow. You can't just go and belt one of the men without warning. There has to be some sort of spoken challenge, an insult, or another reason to fight. None of the other men will interfere in a fight like that, unless one of the two gets killed in the duel.
If he doesn't see that, no. I guess.
What about you? Will you vote me in?
If you can prove that you can fulfill the duties of a mercenary, yes.
If he doesn't see that, it's all just gossip.
What are my duties as a mercenary?
Onar hired us for two reasons. He wants us to keep the militia off his back, and he wants us to keep things in order on his farms. That includes collecting the rent when the small farmers won't pay. So, what'll it be?
This forever.
Let me collect the rent.
Good. Listen, the farmer Sekab hasn't paid his rent to Onar for weeks. Onar wants him to cough up 50 gold pieces. Any questions?
Where is Sekob's farm?
In the north of the valley. Looking from here, that's to the right at the big crossroads. If you have problems, the farmers in the fields will help you find your way around the area.
Where did you pick that up then? Is it really true? Yeah, listen, he really said that. My own opinion about that.
Hey, don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible. I was in the colony too.
Right. What do you want?
How's the situation?
Right now, we've got real trouble. 2 factions are building up amongst us mercenaries. Silvio and his people doubt that Lee is following the right plan.
How come there are 2 factions?
Most of us came out of the colony with Lee back then, but some of the mercenaries hooked up with us later. They didn't come from the colony, but were farther south fighting the orcs. Somehow they got wind that Lee needed people. Their leader was Silvio. He agreed that Lee was in charge, but now he's trying to stir up the mercenaries against him and his plan. A lot of Lee's people don't think that it's a big problem, but I know guys like Silvio. He'll go to extremes to realize his ideas.
Do you know what Lee's intentions are?
Lee wants us to wait and starve the paladins in the city. He is planning to get us all away from the island, and Enos knows I've got nothing against getting away from here. I don't really know how he's planning to go about it, but I trust him. He's led us well so far.
Do you know what Silvio is planning?
Silvio found out that some of the paladins have moved out to the old colony. He says the rest of the paladins wouldn't dare to attack us here and wants to take advantage of the situation. Plunder the small farms, waylay the militia patrols outside the city, hold up travelers, things like that. But Lee thinks that would be the worst thing we could do in our situation.
I want to become a mercenary.
I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Where's the problem?
Well, I either have to vote for you or against you. And in the situation we're in, I'll only vote for you if I can be sure that you're on Lee's side.
So what should I do?
Simple. Beat up a few of Silvio's boys. That way both sides will know exactly where you stand. And if you stick to the rules for a duel, you'll even win the respect of the others.
What are the rules for a duel?
Go to Torloff and let him explain it if you're interested. Just so we understand each other. I don't care if you stick to the rules or not, just as long as the boys wind up out cold in the mud.
Which of the mercenaries are Silvio's men?
There are 6 men. First of all, Silvio himself and his right-hand man, Bulko. Then there's Rod, Sentenza, Fester, and Raoul. The rest of the people are either neutral or on Lee's side.
How many of Silvio's people should I defeat?
If you knock 3 of them to the ground, then you've proven which side you're on. Whom you choose is your business. Just one little hint. This isn't about proving your courage. Don't go up against Silvio himself. He'll make mincemeat out of you.
What are you doing here in my kitchen?
Something smells delicious here.
Oh, yes. I know the likes of you. They're swarming all over the place. First, they try to get on your good side, and then when you need them, they're nowhere to be seen.
Nobody ever asks me.
I need a place to sleep.
Don't even think about sleeping in my kitchen. Go find yourself a place in the barn.
I'm looking for work.
You want to work here on the farm? Only Onar can decide that. The farm is his. and so is the entire valley.
Actually, I was planning to join the Mercenaries.
So you're another of those felons from the penal colony? I might have known. Just leave me alone. There's already enough of your kind around here.
Will never change.
What's your problem with the Mercenaries?
Ah, those morons really get on my nerves, especially Silvio and his fat buddy Bulco. The two of them have been sitting in their corner for days now, making life miserable for me. The soup's too hot, the meat's too tough, etc. and so forth.
Then why don't you do anything about it?
And what am I to do, Mr. Smarty Pants? Whack them with my rolling pin? I can do that to the farmers, but these lowly bastards just hit back.
Who said that?
Want me to teach the two of them some manners?
You better not try that, honey. As far as I know, Silvio has magic armor. He can't be defeated.
And what about Bulco?
That guy is as strong as an ox. So far, he has flattened anyone who tried to mess with him or Silvio.
That was no big deal.
I'm hungry.
I don't dish out food to tramps. I only feed people who work. And that mercenary riffraff, of course.
I wouldn't have done that.
All that matters is strength. All that matters is strength.
Doing all right?
Hey, I know you. From the colony. What do you want here?
Do you have anything to sell?
Oh, don't ask. Bennett, one of the new guys, takes care of the weapons and armor now. In the colony, I was responsible for Lee's entire weapons store. And then along came a trained smith and pow, I'm out of a job. I desperately need a new job, even if all I do is guard the farms out there. I don't care, just as long as I'm not twiddling my thumbs here anymore.
And? Found a new task yet?
Not so far. Let me know if you have a job for me.
Have you tried finding a job in town?
In the city? Wild horses couldn't drag me there. Or do you think I would want to work there as a militia soldier? I can just imagine myself in the courtier's uniform, and then that obsession with obedience. Nah, forget it. There may not be anything to do here on the farm, but at least I can do what I want.
Can you teach me anything?
I can teach you a few tricks in handling a bow if you want. I don't have anything better to do right now anyway.
I've come to join you.
Why not? I've got nothing against it. Anyway, you freed our mine from the guards back then. But don't count on getting along with the others here so easily. A lot of newbies have come along since then. And some of the old mercenaries won't remember you. I almost didn't recognize you. You look rather haggard.
When the barrier fell, I barely got away with my life.
Looks like you got lucky then.
That's no secret.
I know nothing about picking locks.
That was no big deal.
I know nothing about picking locks. Hey, you! Everything all right?
Ah, an unfamiliar wanderer. I am very busy, so what do you want?
What are you doing here?
Well, the things a woodcutter and hunter usually do.
What interesting things are there to see here?
Interesting is well put. If you go deeper into the woods here, you'll run into some very evil fellows. They're about 10 feet tall, hairy, and in a really bad mood. So don't go there if you're not strong enough for them.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
Sure, but first get me something decent to eat. I'm dying of hunger out here. I want a bottle of milk, a loaf of bread, and a fat ham. Then I'll teach you what you want.
Here's the food you wanted.
Fantastic. And now?
Teach me how to hunt.
What do you want to learn?
And there's more, I believe.
Say that myself.
That's all just
What
gossip.
do we have here? Don't I know you from somewhere?
If you say so. I'm on my way to see the landowner.
Indeed. You don't look all that dangerous to me.
I've killed a beast or two on occasion.
Ha! You probably flattened a few weevils in the fields and chased a couple of rats from their holes. We're dealing with orcs here. Well, yeah, and with those scummy city guards.
Do you mean real orcs? Those big things?
I'm talking about... Just a moment. Are you trying to pull my leg?
Oh, far be that from me.
You worm! You're really asking for it, huh? And come and show me what you've got, you hero!
Anytime.
Come closer then, buddy!
Ah! Oh! Ah! Show him! Oh! Ouch! Hurt! Let him have it! Ah! Ouch! Hurt! Not bad.
Well, we'll see the next time. All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
I want to join the Mercenaries.
Anyone who can whack as hard as you shouldn't have too much trouble around here. My vote doesn't count much, since I haven't been here for long. But when Lee asks me, I'll vote for you.
Lee is the leader of the Mercenaries, isn't he?
Right. Hey, now I remember where I know you from. You were in the colony too.
So I was.
I didn't see you when the Big Bang happened. Not for a while before that either.
I had other problems.
You've missed out on quite a lot then. Things have changed since we were in the Slammer together.
What became of the Mercenaries in the colony?
Once the barrier was gone, Lee let us out of the colony. He said that nothing could happen to us if we all stuck together. And he was right. It wasn't too long before we found ourselves a cozy spot right here. The landowner pays us to beat up the militia from the city, and most of us would have volunteered to do that even without pay. But Onar feeds us all, and we can bide our time until we see a good opportunity to get away from this blasted island.
I want to find out more about the Mercenaries in this region.
I can't tell you much about this region. You'd better ask the farmers. And as for us mercenaries, we have a very simple rule. If you can stand your ground, you're in. I think you're made of the right stuff to be one of us. But you shouldn't let it get to your head that you lucked out during our last fight. There are plenty of guys on the farm who are quite a bit better than I am. Sentenza, for one. He guards the entry to the farm. Whatever you do, don't pick a fight with him.
What about this Sentenza?
He'll try to squeeze some gold out of you when you come to the farm. He does that to all newcomers. And if I were you, I'd pay up. That's what I did back then. And the good thing was that he voted for me afterwards. One good turn deserves another, he said. I lost all my gold in the bargain, but it wasn't much to begin with. And I was glad of it in the end. I once watched him beat up a fellow who had decided not to pay him.
Thanks for the hint.
Indeed. Could it be worth anything to you?
Here you are, 5 gold pieces.
Thanks, man. Looks like I can take a few tonight after all. I won't forget this.
Can you teach me how to fight better?
I might well be able to give you a hint or two.
I'm not telling you anything new.
How are things?
Ah, a new face here on the farm. Has the old skinflint finally granted me an apprentice?
I'm not an apprentice.
Oh, I see. I'm not as young as I used to be, you know, and I've been waiting for a replacement for years. You aren't here because the neighbors are annoyed, are you?
What's the work you do here?
Oh, I guard the sheep, and I've been doing that for as long as I can remember. The animals are very loyal and very smart, you see. If you treat them well, they'll follow you for a lifetime.
Have you seen any bandits passing through here?
I certainly have. They passed along the edge of the field near Sekob's farm and entered the forest to the north. They were carrying loads of weapons. They looked like they were all set to win the war against the orcs. Well, I'm just glad they stayed away from our farm.
What's the trouble with your neighbors?
The grass on this side of the big field is always so stunted and dry, so I mostly go to the big pastures of the other farmers. Ooh, the landowner doesn't mind, but Bengar, the farmer on the high pastures, always makes a big deal out of it when I take the animals up there. He says Sekob should pay if I take his animals onto Bengar's pasture, but Sekob won't spend a measly coin for that, so I can't go up onto the plateau anymore.
Maybe I should talk to Bengar.
You do that for me? What will you tell him? I mean, I don't want any trouble, you hear?
We'll see about that. Where can I find the high pastures in Bengar's farm?
Follow this path and cross the big crossroad. If you stick to the right, you'll see a big outcropping of rock. Behind that, to the right, are the high pastures and the pass.
Everything else all right?
Oh, I can't complain. Thanks for asking.
So where are we headed then?
Are you the foreman here?
I'll give you one upside the head, you rascal. If you want to go ambling across my land, you'll pay me 5 gold coins, or you're in for a good thrashing.
Your land? Are you the farmer here?
You can bet on that. Why else would I make you pay me a toll? I don't mind if you go ask the others about me.
If I have no choice, here's your money.
Thank you, and have a nice day.
Well, kiddo?
That's no way for a farmhand to talk to me. Just how often do I have to remind you?
Are you in charge here?
No, I'm only Sekop's son. But once my old man is no longer with us, then all the land you can see here will belong to me.
Amazing. Is that how you always treat your field workers?
Of course, they need that. Whoever doesn't toe the line here gets thrashed. That's the way it goes.
There's this guy who demands a toll from every passerby, claiming he's the farmer.
Yes, I know. That's Bronco. He does whatever he wants. Not that I haven't pounded it into him 1,000 times that he should finally get back to work.
But?
He just doesn't do it. My father's quite annoyed with me that I still haven't managed to persuade him to go back to work.
Maybe I can help you.
Do you mean that? Okay, listen. If you can get Bronco to go back to work, I'll pay you, shall we say, 10 gold pieces? What do you say?
All right, I'll see what I can do.
But hurry up about it.
Hey! So what do you do when you're not busy playing ruler of the farm?
Stand guard. The filthy militiamen from the city are coming onto our land more and more often and stealing everything they can get their hands on. Only last week the bastards were here, and they took some of our sheep. If I could get my hands on one of them, I'd make short work of him.
But of course. Why don't the mercenaries help you against the militia?
Before they even turn up, I've already driven them off.
I need to talk to your father.
He hasn't got time, but I'm his deputy. What can I help you with?
By introducing me to your father.
You're a real tough guy and a good fighter, huh?
The best.
I think maybe I better get him then.
Never mind, boy. I'll find him, I'm sure.
If you say so.
Hey, you! Everything all right with you?
Well, it's so-so. My back hurts from all this hard labor. What are you doing here? I don't get visitors here all that often. Usually it's either some cutthroats from the mountains or those horrible malicious soldiers from the city. They've been raiding our farm rather frequently lately, but you don't look like you're one of them, or are you?
What are you doing here?
I've been asking myself that for several years. Sekab, my husband, has fallen out with everyone in the area by now. He's in debt everywhere, and so he steals goods from Onar's stocks and sells them in town. By now, he's accumulated a fortune with his underhanded dealings, and he works our field hands until their backs break. His own people call him nothing but slave driver these days. I'm not particularly proud to call myself the wife of Sekab. Believe me, sometimes I wish the barrier were still in place. Would you like to buy something to eat? Or perhaps something for hunting in the forest?
Barrier?
Well, it's the dome that used to enclose the old Valley of Mines. Many of the farmers and workers who committed a crime back then were simply tossed in there, and they never came back.
Why did the militia attack you on your farms here?
Because there's nobody there to prevent them from simply plundering our farms instead of buying our goods. The king is far away, and we just have to put up with working for Onar and hoping that Onar will send help when we really need it.
What does Onar's help look like?
Sometimes we receive warning in advance when some militiamen are planning to pay us a visit on their own account to rob us. Then we send somebody to the old landowner to ask him for help. And then usually, it doesn't take long for the mercenaries he pays to come here and chase off the militia. But when all is said and done, the mercenaries aren't much better.
Have you ever been at the barrier?
No, we only heard about it. Bengar, the farmer on the high pastures, can surely tell you more about that. His farm is quite close to the pass which leads to the Valley of Mines.
How can I get to Bengar's farm?
Go ask Balthazar. He's our shepherd. He sometimes leads his animals to graze on Bengar's pastures up there. He'll be able to tell you how to get there.
What can you offer me?
What do you want?
Keep your chin up.
Take care of yourself and don't let them get to you.
What can you...
What do you want?
What are you doing on my land? There's nothing here to steal. Clear off.
Isn't there a piece of land in this blasted country that doesn't belong to anyone?
Go to work. Then maybe someday you can call a piece of land your own. But until then, kindly loaf around somewhere else.
This land belongs to the big farmer. You're only the tenant here. Onar wants you to pay your rent at last. You're several weeks behind.
What? And he sent a villain like you? Not even you believe that. Get out of here before I forget myself.
Fork over the dough or I'll bash in your teeth.
You're not going after my purse, you criminal, not you. Oh! Ah!
Filthy thief, just you wait.
What are you doing up?
Isn't
Go. Get. You're not.
We'll see about that.
All right, you win. What do you want?
Where do you have the money?
Don't hit me again, please. I'll do whatever you say.
We'll pay your rent then.
But, sir, I don't have anything. I'm just a poor wretch and half-starved. My last harvest dried up completely. I want to pay my rent, but I just don't have anything. Have pity.
Cut out that piffle. It rains here all the time and your larders are full. Pay your rent now or I'll kill you.
No, please, here, take the gold. I'll even add a bonus if you let me live.
See, that wasn't so hard.
I'm ruined.
Wait a minute. What are you doing here?
I'm preparing for battle.
Why?
Lately, the farmers have had more and more problems with field raiders. A few of them even managed to get themselves eaten. Fat Onar didn't exactly find that amusing. None of us got our pay for a week, and it was more or less my fault. Now Lee wants me to wipe out the creature's nest by myself. And the other boys have already made bets on whether I'll survive.
Are you a good fighter?
I'm fair with a sword, but with a bow, I'm very good. Why do you ask?
Where's the nest?
In the middle of the field here, in the big rock.
We could attack that nest together.
You want to help me? Why?
I want to join you.
Oh, so that's the way it is. You want to prove how good you are. All right. Let's attack the beast together.
Let's attack the nest.
Right now? Or do you need to equip yourself first? You could go back to the farm first.
There's no time like the present.
Good. Then let's see what you got. So, this is where they drag the dead farmers. Disgusting. The filthy things should all be wiped out now. Let's go back.
Wait a minute. What about our agreement?
Are you kidding? You didn't do anything for it.
I think your hide could do with another tanning. I don't like having my leg pulled.
Don't make me cry. Oh man, my head.
Wait a minute.
All right, you're the better fighter. What do you want?
Where do you think you're going?
I wanted to have a look around, that's all.
There's a heap of trouble here for men like you. Are you telling me you just want to look around? Ha! So you're headed for the farm. Why else would you have trudged all the way here, So don't give me any of that bullshit, and let me search you and you can go on your way.
Suit yourself. Search me then.
Now then, let's see what we have here. Ah, gold. It can be very dangerous carrying so much gold around. A lot of mercenaries are real cutthroats, not honest fellows like me. I only want 50 gold pieces from you. That's the toll here. And you only need to pay once. That's fair, isn't it?
I have come to join you.
Nice for you. Do you understand that the mercenaries are going to vote whether you get to join them or not?
Will you vote for me?
But then, why not? 50 gold pieces is a fair price for a vote, don't you think?
And? How are things?
Not many people come this way, but up to now, every one of them has paid my toll.
I used to say that myself.
Will it ever change?
What do you want?
Listen to him talk. You really didn't deserve that.
Tell me that isn't true.
I want to join up with Lee.
Lee won't have much to say around here if he keeps on this way.
What do you mean?
He wants us all to sit around here and twiddle our thumbs. Intimidate a few farmers now and then, and that's it. Silvio always says offense is the best defense, and damn right he is.
No secret. I get so worked up.
Who is Silvio?
Our next leader, if you ask me. If you plan on asking him if you can join us, forget it. You look like you're barely good for herding sheep.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I want to have a look around the farm.
Don't go into the building on the left. Silvio's in there. He's not in a good mood right now. If he sees a weakling who doesn't belong on the farm, he might get the idea of venting his bad mood on him.
Tell me that. That was quite obvious.
I'm not telling you anything new.
I used to say that myself. I've got my own opinion about that.
And there's more, believe me.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I've got no time for things like that. I don't know why you get so worked up.
I've got no time for things like that.
That's not what I heard.
I couldn't care less. You didn't get that from me.
Same old thing all over again.
Don't tell me you didn't know that.
And that's the truth.
What do you want this time?
Methinks I'm gonna punch you in the face.
What?
That's exactly what you need right now.
I've got no time for things
I've
like
been
that.
too nice to you so far, haven't I?
You didn't get that from me. Oh my god! A fight!
Fight!
And now, go! Oh my god! For the fight part! And now, go! And now, for the fun part!
Fight!
I used to say that myself.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
And that's the truth.
I used to say that
step in
myself.
and sort things out.
What do you want this?
Same old thing, all over again.
What?
That's
Nobody wants to know.
They're smashing!
And now for the fun part. And now for the fun part. Oh my god. And now for the... Oh my god. Fight.
Fight!
Oh my god. Fight. Oh my god. And now.
They're smashing each...
And now.
They're smashing each...
And now.
They're smashing each...
Fight!
Put down that weapon. That wasn't so hard.
He really should have known better.
There was no big deal.
And there's more, believe me.
We'll see about that.
I couldn't get away with
All right, you win. What do you want?
And that's the truth.
I'd like to become a mercenary here. Do you mind?
Do whatever you want.
And that's the truth.
He really should have known better.
You don't have to tell me that. I've got no time for things like that.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
That's been going on a long time.
Been there, done that.
I couldn't care less.
He doesn't see that. I can't
I've got no time for things like that.
I used to say that myself.
Is it really true?
How are things?
Hey! Don't I know you from somewhere?
It's possible.
I used to deal in swamp wheat back in the colony. Remember?
And what are you dealing in now?
Don't ask. I brought a whole package of swamp wheat with me from the mining colony. Many of the mercenaries like a little smoke now and then. I've earned a small fortune on the side. But some bastard stole all the weed from my chest. I'm pretty sure it was that Bodo. He bunks in the same room as me, and he always grins at me like such an idiot.
You should really have known better.
I want to join Lee's people.
Lee's people? If Lee keeps on this way, they soon won't be his anymore.
Why?
Lee has always been a quiet one. It was that way in the colony, too. But lately, he's overdoing it. He just wants to sit here and wait until the paladins drop dead from starvation. Silvio thinks we should clean up a bit on the small farms and outside the city. I think that would make for an excellent change. At the moment, most of us are just twiddling our thumbs here. Do you want to join up anyway?
I want to become one of you no matter what.
You already know that we take a vote on every new recruit.
What are you hinting at?
Well, I haven't had anything to smoke in a long time. Bring me a few swamp weed reefers and you got my vote. You can surely scare some up someplace.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
What are you going to do about the thief then?
One of these days, I'll catch him puffing away on my weed. And then, I'll find a quiet spot and teach him a lesson he won't forget. If I knock him down here in the middle of the yard, the other farmers will notice, and I'll pay an arm and a leg.
How come?
Quite simple. We can't rough up the farmers, otherwise Lee makes us pay a heavy fine. That's the way Onar wants it. And the more witnesses there are, the more of a fuss there is. That makes things more expensive. So I'll pull the thing off nice and inconspicuously.
It was his decision, wasn't it? I never would have thought of that himself.
Show me.
I don't have any swamp weed at the moment. Do you want something else?
I'm not telling you anything new. Same old thing all over again. Why haven't I heard about this? That's the truth. Of course we got him in the end.
How's it going?
The militia has bullied us long enough. Now that the mercenaries are on our side, they won't dare to just show up here anymore. The king may think he can get away with anything, but we're not going to take it anymore.
In town, they're talking about a peasants' revolt.
Nonsense. We aren't doing anything except defending what we've worked hard for. It's certainly true that the war is being fought on the backs of the peasants, but Onar is no longer prepared to just stand by and watch while the king bleeds us dry.
Can I rest somewhere around here?
If you're looking for a place to sleep, go to the barn, but don't lie down in a mercenary's bed by mistake. Onar makes sure that they leave us farmers alone, but with strangers who don't belong on the farm, the mercenaries can do whatever they like.
That's been that all along.
Cypher told me somebody stole a package of swamp weed from him.
And?
He thinks you're the one who took it.
Oh, that's why the guy is always gawping at me so stupidly. I've been extra friendly to him lately because he seems to have hit a rough spot. But there was nothing I could do. I'd look at him friendly-like and he'd stare at me like he wanted to kill me.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion. He doesn't even know how to hold a sword. You listened to the wrong people. Been there, done that. Don't tell me you didn't know that.
I collected the rent from Sekob.
And? Did he pay willingly?
I had to convince him first.
Well done, you passed your test. That'll convince a lot of the mercenaries that you have what it takes.
You listened to the wrong people. Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
No one really wants to hear that.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
What are you smoking there?
Want a toke?
Sure.
You have to feel sorry for the poor
He
guy.
insisted he knew better.
You have to
Same
feel
old
sorry
thing
for him.
all over again.
Not bad, huh?
Where did you get the stuff?
Nobody
Same
ever
old
asked.
thing all over again.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
I have my sources.
It's better to watch out who you tell what.
I want to join the mercenaries. Do you mind?
Don't have to tell me that.
Who cares?
I could have told you that before.
Do you do anything besides smoke?
Not at the moment.
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy.
Cypher told me that someone stole a package of swamp weed from him.
Whole thing all over again.
You don't have to answer this question.
Would you know anything about that?
As easy as that.
No.
It can't go on like
Where's the package?
What do I know?
Can't rely on that.
Let's wait and see what happens.
I'll knock it out of you.
Relax, I'm way too stoned to fight with you. Here, first take a big toke.
Why haven't that isn't true? Why haven't I rely on that?
I'll knock.
Relax. Here.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
I couldn't watch out.
As if I didn't have enough of that.
That's the truth.
Let's be honest, wrong time.
I couldn't get away with that.
That'll only cause more trouble.
You don't have to tell me that.
I wouldn't.
What if that isn't true?
Nobody ever asked that.
Why isn't it true?
Before. Let's wait and see what happens. Surprise me.
Why no one really wants to hear that.
That's
Never would have thought of that himself.
He really should have known better.
Nothing's ever going to change that.
Well, we'll see the next time.
Where's the package?
Okay. I sold it to some bum in town. It was at the harbor. I can't remember what he looked like.
Could it be that you need another thrashing?
Honest, man, I was totally stoned. I don't have the slightest idea what the guy looked like. It was at the harbor near the boat builders. That's all I can remember.
That's
Just
nothing
have to
new.
listen.
I don't want to hear
What
that.
do about it? So don't tell me that.
I've got no time for things like that.
Hey!
That was obvious.
About the swamp weed.
No one really wants to hear that.
Here's a few stalks for you.
Oh, you are my man! You've got my vote.
You can't rely on that. That's been going on a long time. That's really not my problem. Of course we got him.
Hey!
That's been known a long time.
How many of Silvio's men are still on my list? Fester tried to take me for a ride. That was his mistake. I went to see Raoul.
And?
He was badly in need of a proper licking.
Good. Keep it up.
No idea. You
I
know
expect
me.
you to rough up at least 3 of them.
That's totally obvious.
He really should have known better.
LER himself was after him.
No one really wants to hear that.
Got my own opinion about things these days.
Listen to the wrong people. Nothing amazes me anymore.
Same old thing all over again.
You didn't get that from me.
That was obvious all along. Is it really?
If you have a problem with wolves or field raiders, go talk to one of the younger mercenaries. You can come to me when the paladins show up here.
What?
Whenever one of you peasants comes to me, it's always about slaughtering innocent beasts.
I'm not a peasant.
Oh? What is it you want then?
Nobody will learn anything from me.
No idea.
Teach me how to fight.
I only train mercenaries, or worthy candidates.
Will it ever change?
I want to become a mercenary.
You look more like someone who'd been born to work in the field, boy. Can you wield a weapon then? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well...
And two-handed weapons then?
That's really not...
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able to rely on his comrades. All our lives depend on that. As long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong place here.
You listen to the wrong people.
I've heard that you belong to the Ring of Water.
What rat has not been able to keep his big trap shut?
Lee told me about it. Lares said you could help me if I told you that I reside beneath his wing.
Looks like I've got a deal with you now, doesn't it? All right. So what do you need? And be damn careful about what you tell me. For if I don't like what I hear, I just might skin you alive.
That's the first I've heard of it. You hardly know who to believe. Bad business. And there's more.
You could help me to get accepted by the mercenaries.
I can just see it now. Right, I'll try. What else?
Teach me how to fight.
All right, what else?
I'm no better off myself.
Been there, done that.
That's all.
That shouldn't be too hard. And woe betide you if I hear that you can't keep your trap shut.
You don't have to tell me that.
And I'm only saying this once, understand?
But no, you listen to the wrong.
Help me become a mercenary.
Let me think. You've got to get past Torloff if you want to make any progress here.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Have you already seen Torloff about it?
Yes, that's with the test and everything.
What test would that be?
It's already taken care of.
Oh, I guess I can't help you then.
What do you mean by that?
Well, it means that I cannot help you. Or do you want me to go up against every single mercenary just so that you can join here? You'll have to do that yourself.
I'm staying out of it.
Where did you pick that?
I want to become a mercenary.
Have you gotten better by now? So, how about one-handed weapons?
Well...
And two-handed weapons then?
I'm surely gonna get better.
In other words, you're a damn greenhorn. Each mercenary needs to be able, as long as you barely know how to wield a weapon, you're in the wrong...
The things I could tell you.
I can't believe that. Do you really believe that? That's all just gossip.
You can't rely on
Here
that.
and sort things out. I get so worked up. Nobody will learn anything from me. Amazes me anymore.
I couldn't care less.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see.
Nobody will
Wolf
learn
says he
anything
has
from
nothing
me.
against you joining. Jarvis still isn't sure if you're on the right side. He doesn't want more people dancing to Silvio's tune. For that matter, neither do I. It's Cord's opinion that you first need to learn how to handle weapons better. Cypher says that for him it was crystal clear that you'd get to join. Something seems to have made him really happy. Sentenza will vote for you. He says you were a very reasonable man. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Bolko. Those two morons are against everyone. Buster says you're okay. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. You convinced most of them by passing the test.
I can't help it.
Although a lot of them say that getting a farmer to pay his rent was too easy for a test. You have my vote in any case. At any rate, you won some fair duels already. There's quite a lot, but it still isn't enough. You'll have to keep fighting with the boys for a while.
No one get that from me. But he knew that all along. I wouldn't have done that. You listen to the wrong people these days.
There's more, believe me.
Nobody will learn anything from me. So why myself?
staying out of it.
That was obvious all over that.
Who wants to believe everything you hear? I never forget after that. They can't go on like this forever. That's the first I've heard of it.
Things I could tell you, and that's the truth.
How do you know who to believe these days?
How are things? What do you want from me, weenie?
Can you teach me how to handle two-handed weapons?
Listen, boy. It takes a lot of strength to wield a two-handed weapon. Why don't you slink off to the pasture for a game of ring around the rosy with the sheep?
No idea, you tell me.
I am strong enough.
Nonsense, you couldn't even lift a decent sword like mine.
I'm staying out.
I said I am strong enough.
Oh, you're killing me. Want to risk a little bet?
I'm staying
I bet I can handle your sword.
Really? How much should I relieve you of? Well, you look like a poor sucker. Let's make it 30 gold pieces. Do you even have that much?
Couldn't get away with
Sure.
Let me see then.
Here.
All right, let's see how strong you are.
I can't wield this weapon.
That's what I'm saying. Now give me back my weapon.
I think not.
What was that?
I think I'm going to keep it a little longer.
Just you wait, you bastard.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, hit back.
Give it your all.
That's the ticket.
Watch out!
What you
Hit
waiting
him.
for? What
Show
you waiting
him.
for?
Show
Yeah,
it.
that's the ticket.
Hang on.
Hit back.
Show him.
Let him have it. What
Let
you waiting
him have
for?
it.
Show him. That's the ticket.
Got my own opinion about that.
Attaboy. Let him have it.
Hit
Show
him.
him.
Hardly know what to believe in.
Hang
Show him
on.
who's boss.
Got my own opinion about
Give it your
That's
all.
the ticket.
Show
That's the
him.
ticket.
Let
Yeah,
him
that's
have
the ticket.
it. Give it your
Attaboy.
all. Show him. Give it your all.
Let him have it. Let him have it.
Gossip. Why haven't I heard about this?
Show him.
Let him have it.
Not bad. I agree with you completely.
I've got no time for things like that.
He doesn't even know how to hold us.
It's no secret.
He ran like Belly R himself.
I could tell you.
He doesn't see that.
Things I could tell you.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
Don't you try that again.
Wait a minute.
That's all.
All
just
right,
gossip.
you win. What do you want?
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I couldn't care less.
I want to join the Mercenaries.
So what about handing me my sword back first, eh?
You don't have to tell me that.
Here's your sword back.
High time, too.
I'm staying out of it.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
I want to join the Mercenaries.
Okay, I don't carry grudges.
Thinks it's as easy.
You can fight, and that's what counts. Most of the lads here think nothing of a little brawl amongst friends. You'll get used to that.
Things I
As far as I'm concerned, you're in.
Things I could tell you.
That's all just.
Can you teach me how to...
I'm not a bad fighter, but that doesn't mean I'm a good
I
teacher.
used to say that myself.
Still, I think I can show you the basics of two-handed combat anyway.
I've done that.
Why did you pick that up then?
No one really
I wanna-
wants to hear that. Believe me.
Nothing amazing. That's all just gossip.
Nobody wants to know.
That will never change.
That's really not my problem. That's all just gossip.
How many of Silvio's men are still on my list? Rod looks a little worse for the wear. Fester tried to take me for a ride. That was his mistake. I went to see Raoul,
and
he was badly in need of a proper licking.
That's enough. That's enough. I'm impressed. If Lee asks me, I can vote for you without hesitation.
Hello, I'm new here.
Don't take this the wrong way, but I'm not really in the mood for conversation. I'm totally wrecked.
You're awfully busy, huh?
You can say that again. Bennett makes so many weapons that I can hardly keep up with the polishing.
Can I buy weapons from you?
I don't have much. We take almost all the swords and axes into Onar's house.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion. That was obvious all along. I don't know who to believe these days. Where did you pick that up?
Can I buy...
I don't have...
Problem solve himself. He doesn't even know how to hold a sword. Tell me you nobody will learn anything from me. I hardly know what to believe anymore. Why get so worked up? That's been known a long time. All that matters is nobody ever asked for.
What about the mercenaries?
Onar hired them to keep the city militia off our backs, but they also guard the farm, the sheep, and us farmers. So don't even think about stealing anything or rummaging around in somebody's chest. They're just waiting for a chance to knock you down.
What can you tell me about the farm?
This is Onar's farm. That big building is his house. He vacated a wing for the mercenaries. We farmers have had to bunk in the barn ever since. But it's all right with me. It's good that we have people who guard the farm. The building here is the kitchen. Maybe you'll be lucky and Thekla will have something for you to eat.
I do not sell any weapons. Khaled does. He's in the house with Onar.
What kinds of weapons do you make?
Plain swords at the moment, not much else. But if I had some magic ore, I could forge weapons that are better than all comparable weapons made from regular old steel. You wouldn't happen to know where to find some around here? Besides in the Valley of Mines, I mean.
No.
Of course not.
Are you with the farmers or the mercenaries?
You're pulling my leg, aren't you?
I was just curious.
Have you ever seen a farmer who also forges weapons?
No.
Then why do you ask such stupid questions?
I want to join the mercenaries.
Stop blabbering then. Go to Torloff and let him put you to the test.
I've passed the test.
Good. I'll vote for you then.
Can you teach me how to forge a sword?
Sure. That'll cost you a bit, though. Let's say 30 gold pieces.
You didn't get that from me.
Maybe later. Teach me how to forge magic ore weapons.
But you don't even know the basics. First, you need to learn how to forge a decent sword. Then we'll see.
You didn't get that from me. Where did you pick that up then?
What about forging equipment?
What do you need?
You have to step in and sort things out as much. That's been known a long time. You hardly know who to believe these days. Nobody ever asked for my opinion. That was obvious all along. My problem. You just have to listen. Like Beliar himself was after him.
How's my reputation among the mercenaries?
Let's see. Wolf says he has nothing against you joining. Jarvis thinks you're on the right side. It's Cord's opinion that you first need to learn how to handle weapons better. Cypher says that for him it was crystal clear that you'd get to join. Something seems to have made him really happy. You seem to have convinced Rod that you're strong enough. Sentenza will vote for you. He says you were a very reasonable man. I don't need to say anything about Silvio and Bolko. Those two morons are against everyone. Buster says you're okay. The rest of the mercenaries haven't said anything. You convinced most of them by passing the test. Although a lot of them say that getting a farmer to pay his rent was too easy for a test. You have my vote in any case. And you won some fair duels. A lot of mercenaries respect that. Most of the mercenaries are for you. As far as we're concerned, you can start with us at any time. Go to Lee. He'll explain everything else to you.
I've heard of it.
It's a bad business.
I'm ready to join you.
Then you've passed Tarloff's test?
Yes.
That's good. What did the other mercenaries say?
Most of them are on my side.
Good. Then go see Onar now. I've already talked with him. But you'll have to negotiate your pay yourself.
That's been known a long time. Tell me that isn't true. You listen to the wrong people. That was obvious.
Don't even think about touching anything here. Otherwise, you'll get a couple upside the head. Got it?
What's your job?
Onar wants me to spend all day keeping an eye on his stuff. He's worried that something will go missing, and I would too in his place. Most of the mercenaries he's hired are former convicts from the penal colony. They'll walk off with everything that isn't nailed down if no one watches out.
Has anyone tried to steal anything yet?
A few, and I caught them all.
There's a whole bunch of junk here.
That's right, and most of it is extremely valuable. Onar collects valuable objects. A simple man like me can hardly afford such luxury. I stick to other things.
And that would be?
I collect old coins.
Who let you in here? What are you doing here on my farm?
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
You're revolting against the city, or so I've heard.
Now listen up. I inherited this farm and this land from my father. And he inherited it from his father. I'm not going to allow that greedy imbecile of a king to make off with all that just in order to feed his useless armies. The war with the orcs has been going on forever. And where do we stand? On the edge of defeat. No, I prefer to defend my farm myself. The money that I save this way can pay for my own army.
Thanks to Bulko, you now have a few sheep less.
And what are you talking about? Who is Bulko?
One of the mercenaries.
How would that interest me? If he's been after my sheep, he'll have to answer to Lee. So why are you bugging me with such trivial details?
Lee sent me. I want to work here as a mercenary.
He's already talked to me. He's the one responsible for you. So suit yourself. But no fooling around here. Leave the farmers and the maids alone, and, above all, don't nab anything, capiche? For everything else, talk to Lee. All we need to discuss now is your pay.
So how about my pay?
Well, let's see. Let me think. 50 gold pieces. What do you say?
Per day?
What do you think? Per week? You're really none too bright. So move your butt over here and come get your money. I'm not going to carry it after you.
Well, that's not a whole lot.
Of course, you're welcome to work for me for free instead. Anyway, this is all you'll get.
Everything all right here on the farm?
I don't see how that's any of your business. You don't belong on the farm.
He really should have known better.
Is it really true? Of course we got him in the end. You have to step in and sort things out.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
Nothing you can do about it.
Onar now has a few sheep less thanks to Bulko.
Oh, leave me alone with that shit. I've had enough trouble as it is.
Tell me that isn't true.
I'm ready to join you.
Have you seen Onar?
He agrees.
Welcome aboard. Here, take some decent armor first. I'm glad to have you with us. I already have your first assignment. It has to do with the Paladins. It's time you went to see them. You wanted to go there anyway.
And how can I get to the Paladins now?
Very simple. You'll take our peace offering to them. I know Lord Hagen, the commander of the Paladins, from my time in the Royal Army. I know how he thinks. He doesn't have enough men. He'll accept the offer. At least he'll listen to you. I've written a letter. Here. In any case, that should get you admitted to see the leader of the Paladins.
You don't have to tell me that.
I'd have gone about it differently.
No one really wants to hear that.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
I've got no time for things like that.
I'm not telling you anything new.
Welcome to the Mercenaries, kid.
Thanks.
As soon as I have something for you to do, I'll let you know.
You don't even know how to hold a sword.
No idea. You tell me.
Watch out. He thinks it's as easy as that.
Hey, you!
Let's wait and see. You just have to listen.
I know who took your weed.
Who? Was it that Bodo?
No, one of the mercenaries did it. Dar.
That bastard. Where is he?
Finding him won't help you. He doesn't have the package anymore. He sold it in Corinus.
Where is he?
Behind the kitchen building on the corner.
I'll flatten him.
No time for things like that.
That'll only cause more trouble.
I've got no time for things like that.
There's nothing you can do about it.
I wouldn't have done it.
He insisted he knew better.
That was...
Nothing
Do you really
amazes me
think?
anymore.
You poor sucker.
I couldn't get away with
He-
that.
That's exactly what I said.
He insisted.
You really gave Dar what for? Are you feeling better now?
Okay, lad.
Yeah, that felt good.
Not to him, I suppose.
The little beggar has no business going through my
Well,
chest.
we'll see the next time.
That stuff is a bit.
Blabbermouth, you told Cypher I took his weed.
That'll never change.
Do you do...
Sometimes I let some vengeful swamp weed junkies beat me up.
Eye on that.
It can't go
You
on
hardly
like
know
this
who to
forever.
believe these days.
I don't want to hear that.
There's nothing you can do about it. That's not what I heard.
I wouldn't have
I'd have gone about it differently.
Some problems
That's
solve
no secret.
themselves. I never knew that.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Hey, you! Can I buy...
I don't have...
That was no big deal.
Wait a minute.
You didn't get that from me. That's really not my problem. I never would have thought of that himself.
No one really wants to hear that.
Nobody will learn anything. All that matters is strength.
Can't rely on that.
Hey,
You didn't get that from me. Nothing amazing.
can I buy...
I don't have much.
Was it until that?
Same old thing all over again.
There's nothing you can do about it. Well, I could have told you. Tell me you didn't know that. It's a bad. I could have told you.
There's more, believe me.
I thought as much. I never knew that. I really believe that.
Tell me that.
That's
Hey, you!
problem. I'm in enough trouble as it is.
Can I buy...
I don't have...
I'm not telling you anything new.
Let's wait. You don't have to tell me that. I would have done it.
I agree with you completely. You must believe everything you hear.
I would have done it.
Just gossip. It's a bad business. Nothing amazing me anymore. Nobody will learn anything from me. You have to step in and sort things out. myself. He never would have thought of that himself.
That was no big deal.
From me.
You really should have known that.
And there's more.
Beliar himself was after him.
Very true that. I've got my own opinion about that.
Hey!
I think I've found something. I think I've found something. Hey, you! You've got a lot of space up here.
It's nice enough. But if you go through the pass back there, you won't think so much longer. If this little tract of land has impressed you, then wait till you see the Valley of Mines back there.
Who are you?
My name is Gon. I'm a hunter and work for Bengar, the farmer here on the high pastures. I spend most of my time here outside, basking in the sun.
What do I need to know about the Valley of Mines?
No idea. I've only taken a fleeting glance at the valley. Look pretty dangerous. The best thing to do if you go there, through the pass, is to stay close to the beaten track. Either you take the way through the big gorge or the road over the stone bridge. That one is shorter and safer. Now that the orcs are roaming all over the place, you have to be a bit careful. I don't want to have to drag you to the Herb Witch.
Herb Witch?
Her name is Sagita, and she's the healer for the farmers and the other people who live outside the harbor city. A truly curious female. No one really likes going to her, and everybody enjoys gossiping about her. But if you're sick, you won't find better help than Sagita and her kitchen full of healing herbs. You'll find her in the strip of woods behind Sekob's farm.
Can you teach me about hunting?
No problem. For 100 gold coins, I can show you how to gut the animals you bring down. Pelts and other trophies bring a lot of money in the market.
How's the hunting?
The last animal I could bring down was a large rat. Not very encouraging and bad for business. For several days now, some kind of snorting beast has been roaming the area. It not only kills everything that moves, it also interferes with my work.
What does this dangerous beast look like?
I don't know exactly. Up to now, I mostly heard grunting and scratching. But I've seen what it can do. Even wolves aren't safe from it. The beast even bit the head off of one.
How much would you pay me if I killed that beast for you?
I'd give the person who killed it everything I could spare. 30 gold pieces.
Where does this scummy beast come from?
Somewhere from outside the woods. Maybe from the Valley of Mines, but I don't know for sure. I've never been to the Valley of Mines.
Wait a minute. Here.
Thanks.
What can you...
That depends on...
I think I've found something. Everything all right?
Sure.
What are you doing here?
I'm the shepherd here. It's not exactly a demanding job, but now and then you really have to watch out, especially if you get too close to the pass.
What do you know about the pass?
Not much, just that it leads to the old Valley of Mines that was surrounded by the barrier until a few weeks ago. Back then, the only thing we farmers had to be afraid of was the monthly caravan that took all kinds of goods to the Valley of Mines. Those cutthroats often made life difficult for us out here.
Where can I find the pass to the old Valley of Mines?
Near the 2 waterfalls on the other side of the high pastures.
What is it they say about the Valley of Mines?
All sorts of things. Some of the boys say they've heard screams at night. Some have seen strange lights over the mountains. But if you ask me, it's all just old wives' tales.
Have you ever been to the Valley of Mines?
No, but I go near the pass once in a while. Then I always see those 2 paladins who stand around and keep watch. It looks like they're making sure that nothing comes out of the valley. Back then, the Valley of Mines was a natural prison. If you went in, you never came out again.
Tell me more about the paladins. How long have they been posted there?
A week or 2, I suppose. I don't know exactly. Some time ago, there was even a whole troop of them that disappeared into the pass. Since then, I haven't seen them again.
I don't see any women here at all.
You got that right. This is a man's farm, so to speak. Works pretty well, I think.
Don't work too hard.
I'll try.
You're the farmer here?
You could say so, but I'm really just a tenant. All the land here is owned by one big farmer.
How do you make a living?
Mostly hunting and the wood we cut. Of course, we also raise sheep and work the land. Onar saddles me with all these laborers, and I have to keep them busy somehow. Only a few of them are good hunters, you see.
Has anything strange happened around here lately?
Many strange things are happening these days, but none as strange as the mysterious disappearance of Pardos. He's one of my field workers, and certainly not the kind who would drop everything overnight and slink off just like that, you see.
That's all just gossip.
What exactly is so strange about his disappearance?
Pardos is such a timid sort. The furthest he's ever been from the farm is to the end of my fields. He would run away at the mere sight of a meat bug. Those things may not be pretty to look at, but you really couldn't call them dangerous. They say there's people who eat them. Gross.
You get used to it. Maybe he was simply fed up.
Working in the fields was his life. I cannot imagine him having gone to work for another farmer. With me, he could do whatever he wanted.
Any clues at all?
I think those bandits must have dragged him off. They've been roaming around this area for days now. I once saw them drag a citizen of the town off to their camp. It looked like they were gonna make him a slave.
Where is this bandit camp?
At the far end of my fields, some steps lead down to a small hollow. That's where they have made themselves at home. I'd like to go look for Pardos there, but there's no way I'm going up against those guys. And you had better give them a wide berth, too. They're not known for their sense of humor.
Were the bandits carrying weapons when they passed by here?
What kind of stupid question is that? How would they be bandits if they weren't armed?
I mean a whole load of weapons. A big delivery.
I see. Yes. Now that you mention it, they were carrying lots and lots. Some in barrels, some in bags, and some on the cart they brought.
You're employing day laborers?
Onar sends away the workers he can't use on his farm. Then he sends them to me. I feed them and they work here for me.
What do you think of Onar?
He's a greedy bastard who'll get us all hanged in the end. One of these days, the paladins will come out of the city and make us small farmers bleed for what he's doing here. But I haven't got a choice. The militiamen only come here to collect and not to defend the farm. If I held myself loyal to the city, I'd be very much on my own. At least Onar sends some mercenaries now and then to see how we're doing.
What have you got against the royal troops?
It's obvious. There hasn't been any improvement now that the paladins are in the city. Just the opposite. Now these cursed militiamen come onto our land even more often and steal everything they can, and the paladins don't do a darn thing about it. The only paladins that I've ever seen are the 2 guards at the pass. They wouldn't budge an inch, even if the militia slaughtered us all.
He never would have thought of that himself.
The pass?
Yeah, the pass to the old valley of mines by the waterfalls at the other end of the high pastures. Ask Malik about it. He was there a couple times last week.
Balthazar the shepherd isn't allowed on your pasture?
Oh yeah, that story. I told him Sekob should pay me money if he wanted to lead the sheep into my pasture. To tell the truth, that's only harassment. I just can't stand Balthazar.
I found your buried things.
Then you should be carrying about 100 gold coins, a golden chalice, a silver dish, and an amulet, and they're all mine. Give them here.
Here's your stuff. A bag with 100 gold coins, a golden chalice, a silver dish, and an amulet.
Very good. You're lucky that you weren't dumb enough to simply take the stuff and run. Here's your share of the booty.
How are things?
So. Those mercenaries aren't much help, really. I had expected them to have a little more guts, at least. But they're just a bunch of braggarts and loudmouths, if you ask me.
I take it you're looking for someone named Dexter?
Damn it, how would I know the fellow's name?
I know where you can find him.
Really? Tell me.
Not far from here. He seems to be the leader of an evil gang of bandits.
Ha! Yup, that's him. I knew the old landlubber'd hold up here somewhere. Now, all I need to do is scour all the hideouts and rat holes around here. I'll find that bastard. Don't need your help for that.
What was your business with the Mercenaries?
I already told you I'm looking for this fellow in red armor. But the idiots here have no idea what I'm talking about.
Nobody wants to know.
Will you look at that?
What do you want?
Don't think that I respect you now, just because you're one of us. I'll tell you something. No matter what you're wearing, I can see right through you. To me, you're just a greasy little idler, nothing more.
You didn't get that from me.
What's your problem?
I know people of your sort. All talk, no guts. I detest somebody who dresses up all important and brags about his heroic deeds. Just yesterday, I slugged one of the boys here in the mouth because he claimed he could bring down a black troll with one hand tied behind his back.
So what?
What's that supposed to mean? So what? Have you ever seen a black troll, Big Mouth? Do you have any idea how big those monsters are, man? If you just get one step too close to them, they'll tear you to pieces.
Black Troll, no problem.
You're asking for it, huh? I ought to rip your head off. But I've got a better idea. If you're such a great fighter, then prove it.
What's in it for me?
Stupid question. Your honor and your jaw in one piece?
That's not a whole lot, is it?
Shall we say, I'll pay you a ton of money if you bring me the hide of a black troll. How's that sound?
Better.
Then what are you waiting for?
Been there, done that.
You listen to the wrong people.
Everything else all right?
Don't babble so much. Go and get me that black troll hide.
Don't have to tell me.
Tell me you didn't know that.
It had to happen sooner or later.
Of course we got him in the end.
Leave everything you should.
Rely on that. I never knew that. It was really true.
I couldn't care less.
How's it going?
You're one of us now, kid. We'll get that settled somehow.
Can't rely on that. No big deal.
You should know that.
Hey!
You have to feel sorry for the poor guy. That was obvious all along.
Nobody ever asked for my
Nothing you can
opinion.
do about it.
Nobody ever asked for my opinion.
That was
Hey!
obvious all along.
What weapon?
Only the best.
Of course we got him in the end.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
He ran like Beliar himself was after him.
That's really not my problem.
I've heard a thing or two.
That was obvious all along.
I already thought as much.
Yeah, he really said that.
That was quite obvious. Where did you pick that up then?
That's not what I heard. That was obvious all along.
I'm staying out.
That was no big deal.
I can't believe that.
listen to the wrong people.
No one really wants to hear that. You can't
Really
rely
didn't
on
deserve that.
That's not what I heard. That's not what I heard.
That will never change.
Nothing amazes me anymore.
Hey!
About those stones, I've got one here.
Thank you. Now I'm still missing 2. I'll pay you for them, of course.
He had better shut up.
Now that's typical,
Don't tell
isn't
this
it?
to anyone. Now that's typical. That's an open secret.
I'm Zurus, master of potions.
like that.
Do you need an essence of healing or a magic elixir?
Honestly,
Then you've come to the right
I won't
place.
tell her a thing from now on.
That's not what
Do you
I
brew
can't
your
keep
own
anything
potions?
to himself.
No, I either get them from the monastery or I buy them from Constantino, the alchemist. He always passes me when he goes out on the east gate to collect plants for his potions.
I won't tell her a thing. That's an open secret.
Where exactly does Constantino gather his herbs?
He always goes through the eastern city gate here and then disappears into the wilderness to the left. He once told me that just about everything grows there, except for King Sorrel.
He simply talks. And it's gonna get
Has
even worse.
Constantino ever told you where to find King Sorrel?
I once heard him say that the stuff grows near stone circles.
Who says
Near
things like
Lobart's
that's not what my
farm.
husband
That's a farm near the other gate. There's one of those stone circles. I think it's on a hill. It used to be a grave or something.
times. That's what I've always said.
Show me your wares.
And it's going to get that's terrible.
And it's gonna get even worse.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
That's an open secret.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
These are bad times.
He simply talks too much.
Go away. Don't tell me that.
You don't say.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
Someone's got to do the work.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Go away, don't tell me that.
He simply talks too much.
How's it going?
You're not from around here, are you? Never mind. Neither am I.
Where did you hang around before?
In the woods, hunting scavengers and wolves together with some hunters. But I gave it up. These are dangerous times. There's a lot of riffraff running around out there.
I won't tell her a thing from now on.
Where can I find the other hunters?
We had our camp outside near the tavern halfway to Onar's farm. But I don't know whether there is anyone left in the camp now. There used to be 2 of us here in town until a few days ago. My friend Trokar is an excellent hunter.
You don't say.
Bosper said you used to work for him.
Yes, I did, but he was only interested in his blasted hides. I told him how dangerous it's gotten out there. He didn't really listen to me. Well, anyway, he paid well. I can't complain about that.
Can you tell me anything else about him?
Bosper had one of his bows stolen recently in broad daylight.
Who says things
Some
like
guy just waltzed into his store, took a bow, and left. The thieves are getting more and more brazen.
That's not what my husband thinks.
Can you teach me something about hunting?
I can teach you how to sneak properly and how to handle a bow.
Really? How interesting.
Teach me how to sneak around.
All right. So first, you have to make sure that you shift your weight properly. To achieve that, bend your knees and always put your foot down heel first. Make sure that you always keep your weight on the foot you're standing on until you've got your other foot securely placed. Most creatures you can't sneak up on unless they're sleeping. The beasts just smell you. So always pay close attention when you're out there.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
So, where is your friend Trokar now?
Well, it's a curious story. Only a few days ago, we were both standing at the bar in Corrigan's Tavern, discussing the hunt. Don't ask me what happened next. I had had a few by then. I vaguely remember Trokar saying that he was going out to get a few swampweed reefers. He never came back.
Go away, don't tell me that.
Where does one get swampweed reefers?
Somewhere down at the harbor as far as I know.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Didn't you go looking for him?
No, but I reported it to the militia. But they haven't been able to find him yet. I hope he didn't get attacked by a wolf, or worse. I'm afraid that I'll stumble over his body someday when I'm out hunting. I don't think I could bear that.
That's an open secret. Everybody knows by now. Go away, don't tell me that.
Due to the
How
general situation,
strange.
the forest
It seems
and
to me
wilderness
that I
near
have
the
met
city
you
are to be
before,
avoided for your
traveler.
own protection.
Well,
Furthermore,
great
any
are the
contact
mysteries
with the
of
rebelling
time and
peasantry in the
space.
surrounding areas
Oh,
is
please
strictly
forgive my
forbidden.
rudeness, son of patience. I have not even greeted you yet. Welcome, friend. Take a seat on my humble rugs and enjoy a pipe in peace.
Who are you?
My name is Abu Jin ibn Jadir ibn Omar Khalid bin Haji al-Sharidi. I am a seer and a prophet, an astrologer and a purveyor of tobacco.
What kind of tobacco do you offer?
My pipes are filled with spicy, refreshing apple tobacco. Help yourself whenever you want, son of adventure.
Do you have other tobacco as well?
I offer only the very best tobacco. This apple blend is a symphony from my homeland, the Southern Isles. But of course, I'm always open to trying a different sort of tobacco. If somebody should succeed in producing a really good tobacco.
How's that done?
Start with my apple tobacco as a basis, and then try combining it with another ingredient. This is done at an alchemist's bench, provided you know the essentials of alchemy.
Can you make me a prophecy?
My services are yours for a modest fee, oh father of generosity.
How much do you want?
For a paltry 25 coins. I shall risk a glance through time for you. But remember, the future is always uncertain. All I can do is glimpse some fragments of time.
Tell me about the future.
All right, seeker of knowledge. I shall now enter a state of trance. Are you ready? Orcs. They are guarding an entry, an old tunnel, the Valley of Mines. Men in shining armor. A magician. Your friend is with them. He is waiting for you. Fire! An attack! A mighty creature. The flames, many shall die. What is that? A city. Ruins. Quarholdron in Jakandar. He is summoned. Quarholdron in Jakandar. I'm sorry. The vision is over. There's nothing more I can see.
Can you make me another prophecy?
Oh, son of the mysterious future. It is not within my power to lift the veil of time. Only when time sends me another omen shall I be able to see for you again.
When will that be?
When the future has become present, and you have continued your journey.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the
Hey,
following
come closer.
decree is hereby
Take
enacted.
a break and have a sip of
Due
cool
to
beer.
the general
Lord
situation,
Andre is springing
the
for a few
forest
barrels of
and
free beer.
wilderness near the city are to be avoided. Furthermore, any contact
And what are you doing here?
I'm a novice from the monastery. I run errands for the magicians and also the paladins. I have provided the 3 innkeepers in the city with wine from the monastery.
Who are the 3 innkeepers?
One of them is the good man here behind the bar. Then there is Karagon, who has his tavern on the Temple Square, and Cardiff, the owner of the tavern in the Harbor District.
What can you tell me about the monastery?
We novices seek enlightenment in prayer to Innos and learn the principles of faith from the magicians. We serve them as we serve Innos and prepare ourselves for the union with the fire.
Well, take me to the monastery.
Forget it. Do you know how many creatures I had to evade on the way? When I think of all those bloodflies, wolves, and goblins, I'm glad that I don't have to leave here anymore. Besides, you can't enter the monastery anyway.
Why not?
Entrance is only permitted to magicians, paladins, and novices.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus.
Hey, what's up?
As long as the paladins don't have any new assignments for me, I can have myself a couple of beers here.
From this moment onward,
What more
Lord
could you ask?
Andre will take
You're
the
working for
supreme
the
command
paladins?
of our militia.
Yeah, I report
All
to
the
them
citizens
on
of
the
this city
situation
who have
in the
martial
city.
skills at their
At the
disposal
moment,
are herewith
everything
urged
is
to join
quiet.
the royal militia.
How are things with the orcs?
No reason to worry. We in the city guard and the paladins have everything under control. Go home and let us do our work. We're watching over the town and its citizens. Oh,
Would you like another beer?
there's nothing better than a cool ale.
You were about to say something about the orcs.
Oh, yeah, right. The orcs are absolutely no threat to the city. They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and the pass is held by the paladins. Not even a meat bug could get through there.
Would you like another beer?
Well, I won't say no to a decent pint.
They've even spotted an orc outside of town.
Yeah, right. The dangerous orc outside the city. A real monster of an orc. Well, he's bound to attack the city soon. Listen, we'll kick that fat orc in his fat ass if he comes too close to the city. Got it?
I see. Would you like another beer?
A tasty bitter ale is absolutely the best. You know, you don't often meet someone who'll treat you to a beer. You're all right.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus. By the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following decree is hereby enacted. By reason of the imminent danger
About this weapons dealer. How much?
Ask Martin the provision he has been tasked with. You can find Martin in the harbor district.
Show me.
For the day in which the beast would return to the land. And so he bade Enos to leave a part of his power in his realm so that he might restore it to the human if the beast should return. And Enos, in his wisdom, did so. But the light was a torment to Belia. All that Enos created was destroyed by Belia.
Don't say you didn't know that.
I never knew that.
If I hadn't seen it with my
Got
own
my own
eyes.
opinion about that.
Where have you been getting? I need more.
I've got a.
Don't tell this to anyone.
Quite obvious.
A sheep.
I wouldn't dream it.
Wolfskin. Ah, good work.
Show me.
Who says things like that?
You wait and see. Where did you pick that up then?
I can't take care
Where
of
did you
it.
pick that up then? I'm gonna admit
Show me.
Nobody will learn anything from me.
Everybody knows by now.
nobody ever asked for my opinion.
Show me.
And he works all day, too.
As much.
Show me.
This is gonna change.
He simply talks too much.
Don't say you didn't know that.
That's an open secret.
Show me.
That's the first I've heard of it.
You didn't know that.
Go away. Don't tell
Where'd you
me
pick
that.
that up then? I've heard a thing
He
or
doesn't
two.
see that. I can't help him.
You don't say.
I hardly know what to believe anymore.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
Hey. Show me.
Gave unto it a portion of his divine power, so that it might destroy the land. Enos held
You listen to the wrong people.
Hey, you.
What do you want?
I wanted to have a look around here.
And where exactly are you headed?
What interesting things are there to see here?
There's a cat house here and a tavern. The landlord's name is Cardiff. If it's information you want, he'll be the right person to talk to. Do you, need money, by the way?
Are you giving it away?
No, but right across the street here is the house of Lamar, the moneylender. I'm sure he'll give you a few gold pieces. Just go ahead.
Do you work for Lamar?
Smart kid.
Actually, I was on my way to the upper quarter.
Yeah, right. And I was about to board a ship and have it take me to the king for an audience. People like you and me haven't been allowed in the upper quarter since the paladins came.
Are you a citizen of this town?
If you mean do I live here, yeah. But still they won't let me into the upper quarter. Only the tots can get in there, or the merchants and craftsmen from the lower end of town. The people from the harbor district don't carry much weight in Corinthus. There isn't even a regular militia patrol down here.
Has anything exciting happened lately?
Not long ago, the city guards turned the entire harbor district upside down. They were searching for stolen property. There have been plenty of thefts here lately, especially in the better quarters. They're obviously trying to blame the poor suckers at the harbor for everything.
Boy, that lunatic's hammering is wearing me down.
Who are you talking about?
Can't you hear that hammering? Who do you think hammers all day long in the harbor district? I mean that lunatic felon. He takes the hammer to his hut every day.
I could take care of Felon.
You want to help me? What's in it for you?
You tell me.
Oh, that's how it is. All right, if you can get him to stop hammering, I'll pay you 25 gold pieces. But I'll tell you one thing right now. You can't talk to the guy. He's nuts. The only thing that will help is a few decent punches.
If I beat him up, I'll just get into trouble with the militia.
Down here at the harbor, no one pays much attention to brawls. But if you steal around here or mess with the sheep, you'll be in trouble.
I'll see what I can do.
You can think about it. Remember, I'll pay you 25 gold coins.
Are those your sheep?
The only one that belongs to me is the one that answers to the name of Lucy. That's my wife, Lucy. Their sheep belong to the militia. All the sheep they collect from the farmers, they bring to me.
And how are the sheep?
Felon's hammering is going to drive them crazy. One of these days, they'll go completely to pieces.
Someone's gonna do the work.
Why are you hammering?
For days now, I've been desperately trying to fix the leaks in my house. The rafters have been crumbling away ever since we had those rainfalls recently. Soon everything's gonna come down around my ears.
I never knew that.
Could you stop hammering?
Nah, I have to finish this.
Stop that hammering or I'll break every bone in your body.
Forget it, or I'll knock some sense into your head with my hammer.
Nobody will want anything from me.
He simply talks too much.
That doesn't surprise me.
Don't tell that.
But no.
Don't you try that again. Okay, so you beat me. Some heroic deed that was.
Will you stop hammering now, or do I have to thrash you again?
No, don't hit me anymore. I'll stop. But if everything collapses around here, it'll be your fault.
And it works all day, too.
I never knew that.
Felon will hammer no longer.
Hear that? No more hammering. At last, I thought the fellow would never quit. You've done me a huge favor. You know what? I'll give you 30 gold pieces.
It works all day, too.
Hear ye, inhabitants
I want
of
to fight
Corinthus.
against you.
By the explicit
Do you have
order of
50
the
gold
Honorable
pieces?
Lord Hagen, the following decree is
Here you are.
hereby enacted.
We have a new
From this
challenger.
moment onward,
The
Lord
bets are
Andre
placed.
will take
Are
the
you ready?
supreme command of our militia.
Come here.
All the
Then let's
citizens
see
of
what
this
you can
city who
do.
have martial skills at their disposal are here with her. And now,
Not bad at all.
Ah, my head. Oh, man. You packed quite a punch. Here's your 100 gold pieces. You've earned them. And one more thing. No one talks about what goes on behind the warehouse. The militia puts everyone who does the slightest thing here behind bars. And those boys don't like to see betting on fights.
Can you train me?
As long as you have the necessary experience, sure.
Hear ye, inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the Honorable Lord Hagen, the following...
I can't take care of everything.
I've got some information about the orcs.
Let's hear it.
They're stuck in the Valley of Mines, and it looks like they're going to stay there. To be on the safe side, the paladins are guarding the pass.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
As to that orc outside of town?
Yes?
Don't worry about him. The city guard is going to take care of him.
Good. If you find out more, let me know.
Cut out this Nothing surprises me anymore.
Hey, you!
I heard that you have been accepted to join Lee. Congratulations.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
You don't have to ask me that.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
Hey, I don't know you. What do you want here? Are you headed for the
I'm not
tavern?
telling you anything new.
Yes, do you mind?
You've got no business here, runt.
That's all just gossip.
Are you trying to make trouble for me?
Sure, I'm a master at making trouble. So defend yourself, runt.
There's
Not bad at all.
He better shut up.
But no, he insisted he knew better.
as if I didn't have enough problems.
But nobody will learn anything from me.
I wouldn't have done that.
We'll see about that.
All right, you win. What do you want?
He doesn't see that.
You know your way about the harbor, don't you?
Sure thing. Why?
What kind of rumors are floating about?
Around here, we don't like people who ask too many questions. Especially not if they're strangers.
Why don't I see any militia?
They don't dare come in here. We take care of things ourselves.
How's the shipping traffic?
The only ship that's come here recently is the Paladin ship. Surprise me. It's over there behind the rocky ridge to the southwest.
That's really not my problem. There's nothing you can do about it.
How are things?
If you want something to drink, you'll have to order it.
I agree with you.
Give me something to...
Let's wait and see.
I bet you overhear a lot of things.
So what's that to you?
I've always got an open ear for news.
Have you got your purse open then? Every piece of information I give you will cost 10 gold pieces.
I could have told you that before.
All right, agreed.
You struck a good bargain. I'm always at your service.
I need information.
I don't know who to believe these days.
You have to feel sorry for the poor.
What do you know about the missing citizens?
All I know is that some people have vanished during the last few days. It's especially bad down here at the harbor, they say. Maybe you should ask around here a bit.
You really believe that?
There were some cases in the lower part of the city, too.
It's better to watch out.
If you want to know more, you should talk to Corrigan. He has his tavern in the lower part of town, and he's likely to hear a thing or two.
Who said that?
Halvor, the fish merchant down by the quay, might know something too. Many
really
people
believe
frequent him.
You don't have to ask me that.
Where can I find work?
You're not likely to find work down here at the harbor. You need to go to the craftsman in the lower part of town for that. But if you wield a decent blade, you could go challenge Ulrich. He fights for gold behind the warehouse.
Some problems solve themselves.
Is there any special work to be had around here where I could make some quick money?
Something special, you say? Go talk to Nagur then. Maybe he can help you.
Is it really true?
Got anything special for me to do?
I've got something for you, but that should only interest you if you're a man of versatile talents.
What have you got?
Well, Zorus, the potion vendor in the marketplace, currently has a guest, Darren the fire magician.
And?
He had a new chest made specially for him by Thorben the carpenter. They say that this Darren has bought a bunch of valuable stuff with him. But you didn't hear that from me, understand?
Do you really believe that?
You already know what I think.
That was obvious all along.
As if I didn't have enough problems.
That's been known a long time.
Cardiff says you may have a job for me.
Well, well. So you're looking for a special job. Okay. But we play by my rules, understood?
What does that mean?
That means you do what I say and you get a third of the profits. If you don't like it, then there's no job.
There's nothing you can do about it.
We're business partners, so it's 50-50.
Okay. I thought I'd give it a shot. Of course, we'll split our profits fairly.
All right, what's your plan?
You know the merchant Baltram, don't you? If not, it's time you talk to him. This Baltram has a messenger who supplies him with goods from Akil's farm. That is, he had a messenger. Until I cut his throat. And now Baltram has to get a new one, and that will be you. Your job is to get hired by Baltram and fetch the delivery from Akil. You bring it to me, and then I'll set it on to an interested customer. He'll fork over a tidy little sum for it. And just don't try selling the stuff yourself. Have you got all that?
Well then, I'm all set.
Good. Then get on your way. But if you try to cheat me, you'll soon be every bit as dead as the messenger. Don't forget.
These are bad times.
You can't say.
But with it, the trees and animals were also washed away, and a deep sadness overcame animals.
Are you looking for a job?
Sure. What's it about?
My errand boy hasn't come back, and I'm waiting for a delivery from the farmer Akil.
And how much is it worth to you?
I'll give you 50 gold pieces.
Fine, I'm in.
Okay. Just tell Akil that I sent you. He'll give you a package. Bring it to me.
Where can I find Akil's farm?
Just go out here through the east gate and follow the path to the southeast. After a short while, you'll come to a stone stairway. Go up that, and from there, you'll already be able to see Akil's farm.
Show me.
People like you will get nothing from me.
Why?
First you stir up the farmers, and then you act like nothing happened. Now beat it. You're driving away my customers.
Baltram sent me. I'm supposed to pick up a shipment for him here.
So, you're his new messenger. Okay, I've already made up the package.
I've gotta go.
So long. I really wish I could have done more for you.
I took care of the bandits.
Really? Anyone could say that. Do you have proof?
Should I go back and cut off their heads?
No, I don't think that will be necessary. I believe you. You have done the merchants and the city a great service. Harrod will be content, I think.
Show me your wares.
But the human and the beast waged war upon the land of Adamus.
I wouldn't be so sure I'm not touching
I wouldn't have done that. I don't want to hear. Let's wait and see what happens.
If he doesn't see that, I can't help him.
I'm not touching this.
I brought the package.
Well done. I'll see to it that I sell it. Come back tomorrow.
I believe this is going to change.
It can't go on like this forever. That's exactly what I said.
He didn't get that from me. I wouldn't be so sure.
As if I didn't have enough. That's totally honest. Totally honest.
Don't say that.
Now that's typical.
That's exactly what I said. Nobody ever asked me.
I can't do anything about it.
Hey, you're not quite as stupid as you look.
What my husband thinks.
Oh, smart kid.
Did you sell the wares then?
Yeah, but for less than I thought.
Really? How
I only got 300 gold pieces. Part of that goes to my employers, and Cardiff gets his usual percentage, plus the gold for your commission, which leaves a total of 240 gold pieces. We'll split those as agreed. Here's your part. You did good work. I've passed that on to my employers. What comes of that is out of my hands.
He'd better shut up.
Wait a minute.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself. That's what I've always said.
He can't keep anything to himself. He works all day too.
Everybody knows that now. Who says things like that?
Someone's gonna.
Hey, you!
That's not what I heard.
Someone's gonna do the work.
He never would have thought of that himself.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
That was quite obvious.
Hey, you! Where you going? No matter what your plans are, there'll be plenty of time later. You're right in front of the Pearl of Corinus, the Red Lantern. This is the most beautiful brothel in all of Myrtana, damn it. Sailors from the most remote corners of the world dock here just to spend a few nights in the Red Lantern. And now, it's you who has the chance, nay, the honor of spending a night with Nadia, the most passionate flower of the gods. Come on in, and you're going to experience what others cannot even dream of.
And it's going to get even worse.
Hey, you!
Hey, I can take care of you now, baby. Talk to Bromar if you want to have some fun.
I just want to ask you a few questions about those missing people.
I could tell you a thing or two, but not here, honey.
Then let's go upstairs.
Fine, but you get it settled with Bromar first. I don't want any trouble.
Are you the one who runs this place?
I am Bromo, this is my house, and these are my girls. I like my girls. And if you like my girls too, then you'll pay for it, 50 gold pieces. And don't get the idea of making trouble here.
Go say things like that.
Are all your girls accounted for?
Of course they are. Or do you think I want to go to jail over something like that?
I wasn't asking about your payroll. I mean, are they all present? Or have any gone missing?
Oh yeah. Actually, one of my girls has up and left. Her name's Lucia. I reported it to the militia too, but they claim they haven't found a trace of her yet.
How long has Lucia been missing?
Several days. I don't know exactly how long. I assume she ran off with one of her suitors, eh? That bitch made off with part of my savings, a really valuable golden dish, huh? If I get hold of her, I'll give her what for. So how is that any business of yours, huh? Do you want to have fun or not?
I want to have some fun.
Fine. You're not likely to forget the next few hours of your life anytime soon. Go upstairs with Nadja then. Have fun.
Hey, you! Let's go upstairs.
Today's your lucky day, baby. Let's go.
No one really wants to hear that.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
You should really have known better.
Really, how interesting.
Honestly, I didn't listen to myself.
Who says things like that to himself?
These are bad times.
Really, how interesting.
Been there, done that.
That's what I always said.
And there's more.
So can we talk now?
We've got enough privacy up here. Romar doesn't like to see us talk to guests during work if there's nothing in it for him. So you want to know more about the people who disappeared down here at the harbor, do you? I don't know whether I can help you much, but at least I can tell you what became of Lucia.
Tell me about Lucia.
Nobody here is too sorry that she's gone.
Why?
I don't think there was anyone here whom she didn't try to use. She was a real bitch.
Where did she disappear to?
She used to see a lot of Eldridge, the apprentice of Thorben, the carpenter from the lower part of town. I bet she's up and left with that young man.
That's insane.
Where could the two of them have gone?
If the wolves didn't meet them, I suppose they went to stay with the farmers. Where else would they go?
No one really wants to hear that.
What else do you know?
I've heard many stories about people who disappear down here at the harbor. But I'm not so sure whether I should believe them. You should have a chat with the merchants down here. That's all I can tell you, alas. Now, what about the two of us, sweetie? You paid for it after all. Wouldn't you like to have a little fun before you leave?
No one really wants to hear that.
Who says things like that?
Glad to have them sooner or later.
That's terrible.
You don't have to tell me that.
Really, how interesting.
I used to say that myself.
Someone's ever going to change that.
Don't say you didn't know that.
Hey, do you need fish? Get your fish here, fresh from the depths of the sea.
Can you tell me something about those missing people?
Missing people? This is a harbor, pal. Things like that are bound to happen. The sea is treacherous and bound to claim a life now and then. Captains of large vessels will always sign on new sailors in a large seaport such as Corinus to complete their cruise. And if they don't find any volunteers, some people may get dragged off against their will, and then they're gone.
That's totally obvious.
Do you know of anyone who's gone missing?
No idea. Ask the shipbuilders.
I'm not touching that.
Are you missing someone?
Me? No.
So why not they listen to me?
What ship would that have been?
Good question. Not many ships have come into Corinus lately. That's true.
Opinion about that.
You don't have to tell me that.
I think this piece of paper belongs to you.
What? Let me see. Okay, let's stay calm about this. Listen, I have resold the goods I got from the bandits. But there's no reason to take this straight to the militia, right? I'm sure we can come to an understanding, can't we?
Make me an offer then.
All right, I'll tell you something. I can sell you more than just fish. If you hand me this ridiculous piece of paper and forget about the matter, you and I can become the best of trading partners.
Oh, really? What kind of goods would those be?
Well, I could offer you quite special fish. You see, not just plain ones for eating.
You mean like the one that contained your hidden message?
You've got it. I have several of those fish.
All right, it's a deal. I think we can keep this little matter between ourselves.
Thank you. Just drop in next time you happen to be in the vicinity. I'm bound to have some interesting things for you.
I can't believe that.
Things I could tell you.
Really deserve that.
He didn't get that from
Only in us decides what's right or wrong. Been there, done that.
That's been known a long time.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
Hey, you have no business up here. Only paladins and those of us in the militia have access here.
He thinks it's as easy as that.
You're looking for the man who is selling weapons to the bandits?
Says who?
Says Vatras.
Oh. What do you know about it?
Not much, but I could find out more.
Ah. Is that so?
Tell me, what do you know about the weapons dealer?
Listen, we know that an influential citizen in the upper quarter must be behind it. And some of the weapons are even supposed to have come from the militia's supplies. We still don't know exactly who's behind it. If you have enough guts to take on a group of at least 5 bandits, maybe you can find out.
I hardly know what to believe.
What about the bandits?
We know that the bandits are currently blockading the roads that connect the farmers to the city. Besides that, I know that there must have been a weapons delivery in the last few days. Maybe some clues to uncover the weapons dealer can be found with the bandits.
You can't rely on
What's up here then?
This is the provisions store of the Royal Guard of the Paladins.
that. Tell me that isn't true.
Can you sell me any of the paladin stuff?
You want to buy?
Nobody wants to know.
Let's say that if you could compensate me for the trouble that will arise from the Paladins' things wandering off, then we might be able to do business.
Does that happen often? Things going astray?
As long as the provisions master says that everything is right, no.
I see. What do you have to offer?
Then pay attention.
He thinks it's as easy as that. That's no secret.
his deeds were just.
I'm staying up.
Nobody ever asks for my opinion.
I used to say that myself.
Where did you pick that up then?
I'm staying up.
I've my own opinion about that.
Nobody wants to know.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
That was no big deal.
I've my own opinion about that.
That's no secret.
About the weapons dealer?
Show me what you have.
I found this rapier with the bandits. The letter F is carved on the pommel.
And? What else?
That's all.
That isn't enough. That could be almost anyone in the upper quarter. It looks as though you'll have to follow the trail of the bandits and the weapons delivery farther until we find out who's behind it. Maybe you should talk to Vatris again.
You can't rely on
All the crates still there?
Go ahead and laugh at me. You stand on the pier all day and try to watch over all the chaos. The paladins drag so much rubbish along that it isn't funny.
But he knew that all along.
No idea. You tell me.
Some don't even know how wicked they are.
Justice will prevail in the end.
For that is the will.
No idea. You tell me.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
You hardly know who to believe these days.
He simply talks too much.
That's not what my husband thinks. That's gonna keep everything to himself.
Hey, you, come over here. I've got something for you. There's a fellow here who insisted on talking to you. Since you weren't here, he told me to give you a message. He wants to meet you, behind Halver's fish shop. This piece of information is free, but that's an exception, kid. Anything beyond that will cost you.
What did the guy look like?
I could tell you that, but you need to pay for it, my friend.
That's not what I heard. Who says things like that? That's not what I heard. That's not what my husband was.
Do you really believe that?
If I hadn't seen it.
Same old thing all over again.
Hey, you!
Ah, finally. I've been waiting for you, stranger.
Who are you, and what do you want from me?
That isn't important. What is important is what you've done. You have remained loyal, even if you weren't aware of it. Some benefactors have become aware of your loyalty, and they are offering you a chance, so use it.
Hey, just tell me why you're here.
I have a gift for you. Everything else is up to you, stranger.
You listen to the wrong people.
No idea. You tell me.
That's an open secret. He had better shut up.
Hey, what are you doing down here? There's nothing here for you. So, out with it. What are you doing here?
Attila gave me a key. That's why I'm here. So what do you want of me?
Wouldn't you like to know? Keep your cool. Go see Cassia. You're expected.
Hey!
I see you received our gift. I'm Cassia.
All right, Cassia. So tell me why I'm here.
You caught our attention by winning the trust of some of our friends, and we want to offer you a chance. You can join us.
Tell me about your organization.
People in town are pretty nervous about us, but nobody knows our hideout. The handful of people who even know that the sewers exist believe that they are locked and not accessible to anyone. As long as they don't find us, we can work in peace.
What do you know about the missing people?
Why would that interest you?
I want to find out what happened to them.
When you emerge from the sewers, swim down along the coast to the right for a while. You're bound to find your answers there.
What's in it for me if I join you?
You can learn special abilities from us. Abilities that will allow you to live in luxury.
But I wouldn't have to hide out down here, would I?
No. You only have to stick to our rules. That's all.
What are your rules?
The first rule is, you don't breathe a word about us to anyone, ever. Second, don't get caught. Third, if you draw your weapon down here to attack someone, we'll kill you. And the fourth and last rule is, those who want to join us have to prove themselves.
What happens if I get caught?
Just don't get caught, okay?
How am I supposed to prove myself?
Now will you join us or not?
Okay, I'm in.
Great. You'll be given an opportunity to prove yourself. And if you want to learn from us, you're welcome.
What can I learn from you?
Jesper is the master of stealth. He will show you how to move without making a sound. Ramirez is an exceptionally gifted burglar. No lock can withstand his picks. And I can teach you how to be a pickpocket. I'm also going to help you become more dexterous, for dexterity is the key to your abilities.
How am I supposed to prove myself?
That stubborn old alchemist, Constantino, has a beautiful ring, but he doesn't really need it. I want to see it adorn my hand.
Can you teach me?
Sure, no problem. Just let me know when you're ready.
Show me how to pick pockets.
If you want to empty somebody's pockets, distract him. Just start talking to him. While you're talking to him, size him up. Look out for bulging pockets, jewelry, or leather straps around the neck. And most of all, note how keen the fellow seems. Robbing a drunk day laborer is not the same as stealing from a watchful merchant. If you're too clumsy, of course, he'll smell a rat. So, above all, keep your cool.
I want to become more dexterous. Hey, you! Say, would you know anything about Bosper's bow?
You mean the bow from the bowmaker? Yeah, I've got it packed somewhere up front in a chest. But there's rats scurrying around in there. You can fetch it if the critters don't bother you. Oh, well, of course the chest is locked. You just have to break into it. Hopefully, you still have lock picks.
So you're in. Well, I wish you success then, and be careful, whatever you do. Oh, and one more thing. I don't care who you are up there, and with whom you work. Here below, you're only one of us, a thief. No more, and no less.
Can you teach me something?
I can show you how to pick a lock. That'll cost you a mere 150 gold pieces.
Okay, I'll pay. Here's the gold.
Great, I'm at your service.
Show me how to pick a lock.
Lockpicking is the high art of thieves. You need a lot of feeling and intuition, and a couple of good lockpicks. Some chests, however, are fitted with special locks which can only be opened with the corresponding key. So, kneeling in front of the lock, turn your lockpick to the left and right. If you twist it too fast or too hard, it will break. But the more adept you become, the easier you'll find it to handle the tool.
Someone's got to do the work. Someone's got to do the work.
Listen, you can't be serious, can you? You're bagging our gold. You're trying to steal from us.
Don't get all worked up over a couple of coins. I mean, this bit of stuff here, is that all of your booty? That's all the Thieves Guild of Corinus has to offer?
Who says our booty is stored down here?
I couldn't quite believe that either. So where did you hide your treasures?
In a very safe place.
I see.
All right, you can keep the gold, but I'll keep an eye on you, so don't overdo it.
I'll never get this open without the right key.
inhabitants of Corinus, by the explicit order of the Honorable
Nothing there. Hey!
I never knew that.
Why haven't I heard about this before?
I agree with you completely.
You don't have to ask me that.
You listen to the wrong...
Is it true that some townspeople have simply vanished?
So I've heard, but I'm not sure whether it's really true. Just look around you. Does this rat hole look like the place where you want to spend your golden years? Small wonder that people are getting themselves out of here.
Some problems solve themselves.
It's not what I heard. It's all just gossip.
Hey!
Completely.
He simply talks too much.
I'd have gone about it differently.
He simply talks too much.
Dirty thief. Just...
Honestly,
Hey!
Do you really believe that?
Hey!
Will it ever change?
He'd better shut up. Someone's got to do the work. He'd better shut up.
Is it really true?
I won't tell her. I don't believe that.
Some miserable pickpocket has stolen my ledger. You didn't have anything to do with this business, did you?
Me? No.
Yes, all right. Just get out of here.
Don't tell this to him. That's not what I heard.
That's all just gossip.
Oh, Ray, don't tell me that. I've always said.
I
agree with you. That's been known a long time.
Exactly what my husband thinks too much.
I'm not telling you anything new.
He should have known that.
Do you really believe that?
It's exactly what I said.
What are you standing?
This!
Everybody knows by now.
That's what I've always
Somebody
said.
doesn't learn anything from me.
If I hadn't seen it with my
And he works all day too. If I had
Hey, you!
Come back to me.
I won't tell her. He can't keep anything to himself.
You should really have known better.
I won't tell her a thing from now on. That's not what
It was his decision, wasn't it?
I won't tell her. I can't take care of everything for everybody.
That's no secret.
That was obvious all along.
Someone's got to do the work. Better shut up.
The things I could tell you.
Really,
He thinks it's as easy
That
as
was
that.
obvious all along.
go away. Don't tell me
You should really.
that. Everybody knows by now. Take care of everything for everybody.
Don't tell me that.
You don't have to tell me.
From now on. I don't believe that.
Business.
That was no big deal.
And it's going to get even worse.
He never
can't
would have
keep
thought of that
anything to
himself.
He better shut
I
up.
agree with you completely.
I'm saying
I've seen
no
it with
then.
my own eyes. Now
nothing you
that's
can do about
typical, isn't it?
You don't have to tell me that.
It's gonna get even worse.
You just have to listen.
I witnessed it myself.
Now that's typical, isn't it?
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Enos enlightens all those who recognize his
I
wisdom.
couldn't get away with that. And there's more, believe me.
He really didn't deserve that.
That's no secret.
Hey!
I've heard a thing or two.
Only Enos decides what's really known better.
For that is the will.
Nobody will
believe
learn
that.
anything from me.
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes.
Go away, don't tell me that. That's not what I heard.
That will never change.
I can't take care of everything for everybody.
Hey, you!
What led you into this poor area? What are you looking for here?
I'm just looking around a bit.
Ha! Then you better not be caught looking around. It would seem that we have a few thieves in the city who would steal stuff from the rich people. The city guard recently turned the harbor district upside down, but they didn't find anything.
What do you know about the thieves?
Nothing. But all the citizens are scared and have become distrustful, particularly towards strangers. Don't get caught in strange houses. No one takes kindly to that. Yeah, you gotta protect yourself against thieves. A sturdy cudgel works best.
Can you teach me anything?
I'm forging a few fittings and nails and repairing iron parts. But I don't know enough about forging weapons to be able to instruct you. If you want to learn that, go see Harad. He sure knows how to forge weapons. But if you want to train your muscles a bit, well, I can help you with that.
Hey!
you've come just in time. I'm in need of an assistant for a magic experiment. I'm sure you're eager to do me a favor for science's sake.
Easy, my friend. First tell me what this is all about.
I have developed a new spell, a spell of oblivion. I've already successfully carried out a few practical applications, but I don't have time to conduct one final test.
Tell me more about the experiment and the spell.
The spell serves to make somebody forget various events. So far, I have only found it to work when the person in question is angry, for instance. If he has been knocked down or robbed, even if he has only witnessed such a deed, he will scratch it from his memory.
So I'm supposed to knock somebody down and then put a spell on him?
Yes, I think you get the point. But to make somebody angry, it is enough to attack him. You don't have to knock him down. So you should pick somebody who's by himself. If there are other people around, you'll just get into trouble with Lord Andre. Also, it makes no sense to cast the spell on someone who's busy attacking you. Wait for the right moment.
What's in it for me if I help you?
I could teach you how to brew potions. I know the recipes for healing and mana essences, and for potions of great speed.
All right, I'll try out that spell.
Then take this spell scroll and find yourself a suitable guinea pig. Once you're done, come back and tell me how it went.
insisted he knew better.
That's the first I've heard of it.
Hardly know who to believe these days.
It's quite obvious. Got my own opinion about that.
That's terrible.
That was obvious all along.
You mustn't believe everything you hear as much.
That's terrible.
I'm no better off myself.
Hey!
That's the first I've heard of it.
There you are again.
I don't believe this is gonna change.
I think this bow belongs to you.
My bow? Where did you find it?
In a dark hole full of rats.
I hope you didn't get into trouble.
No, I've done this kind of thing before.
Thank you anyway. I owe you for this.
Can't believe that. Thought as much.
I've got a...
But you know...
Show me...
It can't go on like this forever.
And it's gonna get even worse.
Not what I heard.
It can't go on like this forever.
Honestly, I witnessed it myself.
So why won't they listen to me ask for my opinion?
Really?
That doesn't surprise me.
I've got Lamar's ledger right here.
Where did you get that?
That shouldn't interest you so much as the fact that your name is in it.
give it to me.
What will you give me then?
I have no money to spare and can give you nothing but my heartfelt gratitude.
It's really not my problem. Nobody ever asked for my opinion. It's really not my problem. Where did you pick that up?
Hey, you!
What else do you want?
I never knew that.
And now darkness.
You mustn't believe everything you hear.
And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their disputes, and he did not succeed. And so he set himself between his brothers in order to reconcile their dispute, and he did not succeed.
About this weapons dealer. How much do you...
Ask Martin the provisions. He has been tapped. You can find Martin in the...
But there, where Adanos stood, was a place in which Enos and Beliar had no power.
I've got your silver.
Really? Here, take this as a reward. A very special beer. This is my last keg.
And the sea released the land, and there arose all creatures, trees as well as animals, wolves as well as